Lord of the Kings showed me another Chud personality test. Oh. Wait, no! This could be okay, it's not. Okay. Chud woke values. Oh. Who am I? Am I gonna be Hillary Clinton? Am I gonna get that Hillary Gussie? You will be presented with a series of statements. For each one, click the button. Oh, okay. Shuffled. I prefer countryside. I am fine with the police and government forces using violence against unarmed... Well, depends on which on civilians. Which civilians? Wait, unarmed? Well, it depends, because if you have... Antifa says that they're unarmed all the time, and all of the nons always use the way, I was unarmed, I was in this. So, like, even if they're unarmed, they're always armed, so probably, because they always have, like, contextualize everything. My country of people should apologize for crimes and wrongdoing. The presence of another culture is no threat. No, we have very many clear evidence that it does. No one is illegal on stolen land. What? I don't understand the statement. Is it like, oh, because open borders? Open borders. I get it. Okay, no, f that. It's mine. Mine. You can't have it. Strongly Chud-coded answers so far. Neo-pronouns or xeno-genders aren't... I don't even know what the f they are, so no, they're not legitimate. We shouldn't expose children to gay or transgender people until they are older. You shouldn't expose them ever to anything. That's like... The gay and transgender stuff is like it's a dead end. Genetic dead end. So you want to avoid it at like all costs, and only through the context of like this is something that you should never do. Like you're gonna kill yourself doing it in the process. So Jake Monroe is actually Northern Irish, but he's spent time over here and he's clicked his heels right on our line. He's okay with nons who agree with white autonomy. With white autonomy and white culture and white solidarity, but absolutely wants whites to go full Saxton began to hate. Oh, yeah. There's no never option. The system is rigged. Okay, so at least at the very case, we shouldn't expose children to gay or trans unless they're older. I mean, this is like the closest one that I would want. I would normally say disagree, but it would be like into the context of they should never have any experience of it unless it's like negative, but I guess it's like as late as possible. If there's no choice. I am waiting until marriage for sex. I mean, not really. If you can get it, get it. But I mean, you shouldn't be looking forward to that. You should be like, That's my thing. If entertainment what? Hold on. Wait. If you're a guy, this is very different for if you're a guy versus if you're a woman. If you're a woman, you should be like strongly agree. If you're a guy, it's like the thing. A key that opens many doors is a very good key, but a door that opens to any key is a very bad door. So in my case, because I'm a guy, I'm a chud cell. I'm chud selling it. Chud celibate? No. I'm waiting until married. No. If entertainment media or commercials have a certain identity makeup, if entertainment, what? I'm just so distracting. Some questions are for men or women oh shit. Am I zers? Am I zerring it up? Wait, I need some jazzy stuff. If I have too much vocals in the background, I'll get confused. I'll get really super confused. There, Sailor Moon, just as Andy would want. Chad, are you gonna take the hit? Sailor Moon wants you to take the hit. This is very real. If entertainment media or commercials have a certain identity makeup, whether that be a lack of diversity or forced diversity, that upsets me. Wait, if entertainment media or commercials have a certain identity makeup, I don't really pay attention to that, really. I mean, if it's like a show that they change it, if they force it, and like the boys, for anything, like a bunch of characters that were previously white became black, and it became it became the focus of an episode about woke stuff. It's like, so what, like the character that can run super fast, it's the Flash. Originally he was white and he was just like a guy that did bad stuff to people. Like he killed the main character's girlfriend, and then in the TV show they make him black, and then he's like doing Black Lives Matter. But in just like a general case, I don't really care. I'll just do neutral. Identity groups such as race, gender, and disability are more significant divisions than economic class. Identity groups such as race, gender, and disability are more... Yeah, we've seen that. Like the impoverished... More significant divisions. In what way? More significant divisions. In what? Like, this isn't categorized in any way. but the economic class is a very notable distinguisher between violence. So that's the JonTron debate, is that rich whites commit less, poor whites commit less crime than rich blacks, but then rich whites commit the least amount of crime. But then again, that's violent crime. I'm sure everybody is committing economic crime or whatever, like not jaywalking or not paying taxes. Identity groups such as race and disability are more significant reasons than yeah, probably. There is racial inequality in society that disadvantages certain groups, and we should address it. It does exist, and it should always go for the majority, because that's the majority of your country, and you should always focus on the majority. Well, your government is supposed to be a representation of you, and of course, if the majority has power, then the majority should always be voting in its best interest. We should address it. Again, it's not saying if it's positive or negative. It just says you should address it. In my context, yes, you should address it, and you should have white collectivism. If in the other cases, I assume in this how it's applied here, we should address it. I assume they mean like we gotta go against it. But I'm just gonna go by the very basis that we should address it. Yes, we should. We should very much distinguish collectivism and go towards that, because every other country and every other government does so to keep itself alive. You should read each question carefully. They're written to be tricky. Chud woke valley. It is. I am. That's why I'm like going over it. But how they do it, yeah, it's tricky because they don't say what address it means. In my case, I'm doing the super Chud cell style. Strong. Yes, we should address it. We should address it by promoting it. My hair is dyed. No. I'm a guy. Why the f I dye my hair? Telling somebody to kill themselves no. It happens to me nonstop every single day, so I could not care less. It has happened to me for the past 20 years. Get over it. I read contemporary philosophers. What does this mean? I don't know. I'll search it up. What the f is contemporary philosophers? Prominent contemporary philosophers include Slavoj Žižek, known for cultural criticism and Marxism, and Adian, whatever, who focuses on ontology and mathematics. Peter Singer is renowned for his work in animal ethics. Reading into the question is the wrong... Oh, okay, so I just should go fast. I don't read, but I'm kind of interested in certain ways. Disagree. Philosophers from today. I mean, I like to see what other people are doing. They're mostly poorly constructed questions, though. Homosexuality is against my... Yes, very much so. Non-binary only. My name... Non-binary only. My name is... Not non-binary. None of these. A more traditionally, like Alex. A more experimental... Like, none of these. The family is the most important unit in society. Yeah, because it's a very core principle of why everything exists and expands outwards. We should end programs that support diversity, equity, and inclusion in business. Yes, because it's always used against me. In every single case, it's always used against me. It's just a way to be racist against white people. Legally. Racist against white people legally. Deportation is legitimate, even if no crime other than overstaying a visa has been incurred. Yes, that is the actual crime. If you're not going to abide by that law, then it makes it very difficult to see any other crimes that they're also doing, and that's what they always contextualize it under. Oh no, he didn't do anything illegal, and then it's always, of course, just like the mental illness thing. Thank you, Titus. Just like, fuck, this is loud. Just like the tranny mental health thing. Like trannies always have more than like one issue other than just the tranny thing. They always have like schizophrenia or whatever, and they're insane. And in the case of like illegals, they always have more situation than just overstaying a visa oftentimes. I act Chud and am Chud according to this test, not hugely strongly, but strongly enough. Many of the colonized benefited from colonial... Yes, India more so than anybody else. They like running water, actual modern technology. It is a state's rights to enforce unity of culture and language. Yeah, I mean, if you're not enforcing it, then something else is going to take over that will enforce it. We should keep all sovereignty at the national level rather than granting powers to organizations. Yes, very much specifically against the EU and the UN, because now you don't even have voting rights, so they're overriding a lot of places like what Poland wants about no immigrants. I mean, they've been fining Poland for the last 10 years for not accepting any of the Muslims into their country. We should keep all sovereignty at the national level rather than granting powers in organizations like the EU and UN. Yeah, so because they have no authority, those organizations will always go to whoever's creating the most GDP, and they could not care less about anything else. Green line goes up. That's what their motto is. How many genders are there? Ask the animal kingdom. There's only 2 because that's the only ones that matter. I don't matter. No, you don't. If you're not a reproductive person, then you don't matter. I like anime. Is this a trick? Is this a trick? Slightly agree. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. Races are scientific reality. Yes, it's very much so because what was it? Blacks have a higher propensity towards sickle cell anemia and HIV contraction, whereas like whites get sunburn, other things and skin cancer. Gender is a social construct, not a natural state. Tell that to the MMA. Tell that to a woman getting their face punched in. People should be treated equally regardless of race, gender. But it turns out I was treating them by the content of the character all along. I would this is the trick question that before. It's like people should be treated equally regardless of race, gender, and creed. Unfortunately, it's very fast that I find out that in childhood and in young adulthood, I found out why it's very quick and easy to figure out things based on stereotypes. Lol, if you like an anime, that's liking anime. Is it what? It's strongly agree. It's okay, yeah, I like DBZ, but I'm not gonna change my entire life because of it. Women only. Okay, so then I'm not not a woman. Doesn't count. How much of the domestic labeled childcare? I'm not a woman, so it doesn't matter. Within my political movement, company, or social group, we should elevate voices from minority identity. No, because they don't speak for me. I don't care about them because they're not me. Fundamentally, our society is sexist and patriarchal, and this is a bad thing. I would say it should be sexist and patriarchal because it would benefit me. This is a bad thing, so no, I disagree because it's not bad for me. Gender should be abolished. I don't even know what that means. Are you gonna cut off my ding dong? Wantnotwant, not an Indonesian woman confirmed. Oh no, you found me! You doxed me! Stop doxing me! I am actively religious but not really active, agnostic, atheist, unsure. That one. Religious but not really active. The death penalty should exist for certain crimes. Yes. A strong hierarchy is otherwise they just stay into your backlog forever and you're just paying tax stuff. Although I know the argument against this, but the state can be wrong. In a lot of cases, yeah, it's not. You have 10 it's a thing. It's like the Fantastic 10. 10% of your workers are responsible for 90% of the work. Well, 10% of your criminals are responsible for 90% of the crime. So if you just get rid of them. Placeholder good news. There's already a purity spiral over how far into the upper right corner your test result is. Uh-oh. Liking good anime is liking anime, agree. Liking whatever Crunchyroll shit out is liking anime strongly. I'm not paying for it, though. That's the thing. Abolish gender, LMFAO. Yeah, I don't understand what that even means. Abolish your gender. It just means cut off your ding-dong. State-mandated cutting off of ding-dongs. A strong hierarchy is desirable in a society. In what context? I mean, you'd have to define the nature of a hierarchy, but yes, you do want very specific hierarchies so that you have people that have expertise in something. If you just have everyone on a flat curve, then no one's going to listen to anybody, and no one's going to accept any advice or anything. It's accepted. A strong hierarchy is powerful in a society. I mean, you got to have someone that's leadership, although our current leadership is fucking awful. It's acceptable to make fun of someone based on their experience. It happens to me all the time. I do it on the internet all the time. I don't really care. Women only. I'm not a woman. Countries such as the US and Australia should give a portion of land, particularly important sites and land, agree to treaties back to indigenous people. F you. It's mine. Yeah, the purity spiral is about why I give about 0 fucks. Men only. I have no women friends. Women friends, but only online. One woman friend, real life. Multiple women friends. You don't need to see this. I'm not going to answer. Wait, no, you saw it! I put pronouns in my bio. You can't be. You cannot. I don't believe in you can have women friends if you're in a relationship, because a guy and a woman cannot necessarily be friends because you're always going to be seeking an active relationship and going further. So I don't actually believe you can have women friends. I put otherwise it's gonna go something. It's gonna be something that turns into a relationship. I put pronouns in my bio. No. I am publicly out as LGBT. What? No. I am neither publicly out nor am I. It is immoral for a country to invade and or claim another land for resources. Oh wait, immoral. I thought it was illegal. Immoral for a country to invade and or claim another land for resources. Immoral. Not illegal, but immoral.
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
I would say amoral. I would more say it's amoral for a country to invade and or claim another land for resources, just because you don't necessarily care about them. But actually no. Immoral would mean that it's what you're doing is evil, but if you're doing it for the benefit of your own country, then it's not. I'd say neutral. It's not really immoral or anything. I'd just say it doesn't really have any morality aspect to it, because you're doing something bad against someone else, but you're doing it against an out group, and I don't really care about out groups. I'm telling you, chat. My way of thinking, I don't care about out groups. You're gonna start seeing it a lot more. The worse this economy gets, the harder it is. The higher prices get for food and gas. You're gonna see a lot more people thinking the way I do, and you're gonna have a lot bad situations in real life. The age of monsters is coming, and you better prepare yourself for it. Amoral, immoral, unmoral, O-moral, and sometimes Y-moral. Oh, A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes Y. There are some words or phrases people should be socially punished for using. No, because that goes against the First Amendment. I only know the First Amendment and Second Amendment. Nothing else matters. Oh, sure, you can put those soldiers in my house. That's fine. I don't know what that means. I don't think I have a amendment to that. People describe me as judgmental, neither. I'm a normie in real life. You would, despite all my takes online, I am an absolute normie in real life. You would not expect me to say something like this if you saw me in real life. It's acceptable to make fun of someone based on their identity. Yeah, online. Yeah, I don't care. Everything goes online. Online harassment or cancellation is a serious issue. It can be. That's why I make myself anonymous. Anon Emoose. Online harassment or cancellation is a serious issue. We can tell you're a normie. Uh-oh. I don't know. I'm kind of neutral. It is. It can be a serious issue, but in a lot of cases, it's a lot of people doing like a lot of retarded stuff online that put themselves in the public. I don't know. I don't know how to answer this one. Neutral. I celebrate or strongly support Pride Month. No. I like offering people and intentionally say provocative things. I like offending people and intentionally say provocative things. In real life or online? Online, yes. On real life, no, because a lot of people get real upset and you close a lot of doors doing that in real life. I'm gonna say it online. Online, yes. Animals deserve certain universal rights. Yeah, I mean it's pretty up to abuse animals. Oh, that was Purity Spiral. Despite being based, I am still just a normie in my face. Despite all my base, I am still just a normie in face. Sometimes I cook, but online I never say ends. Animal cock. Animals can't understand having rights. Wait, let me reread that. Animals deserve certain universal rights. But rights are granted based on the human. Rights are a human institution. I mean, I really don't like seeing animal abuse. That's why I say it. Like, you don't have a right to abuse an animal. I am attending or have attended a prestigious school, a regular university, a trade school. You don't need to see that. You don't need to see that. Women only. I dress. Oh, I don't. I'm not a woman. It's acceptable to make fun of generalized groups. Yeah. Everything goes on the internet. My romantic partner is... Wait. Do I gotta answer this chud cell? Or do I gotta answer this, like... Boop. You don't need to say anything. I eat meat is morally wrong. To eat meat is morally wrong. No, not at all. You gotta eat meat. Otherwise, you're gonna have a hard time with protein. This got a... I said it with an A! Got a BSC. A big sick... My chicken? Men only. How much of the domestic labor, child care, cooking, cleaning would you do in a relationship? How much of the domestic labor, child care, cooking, care, clean? I mean, I'd do it because it needs to get done. Like, I can probably do it faster most of the time. Transgender people are the gender they say they are. Not according to the government, not according to me, and not according to every scientific fact. Animals deserve relatively humane treatment and a swift, dignified death if they cannot be treated or are harvested for resources. Nothing less, nothing more. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason to abuse an animal, especially like if you're gonna eat it in the future, because then like the meat comes out bad. But also in general, it's like a very bad placement of life because then it promotes psychopathy. Like that's how most psychopaths go into like the Dexter mode from like the Dexter TV show. Is like they start abusing animals in early on in their life as kids, and so like you want to avoid that because then that's like if you allow people to abuse animals, then you nurture that kind of behavior. I think it's particularly offensive for people to say slurs. No, not at all. Get over it. I support... This wasn't even an issue, like, in 2006. I keep bringing up the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. You could say anything. That's how it should be. I support reparations for slavery and or colonialism. No, because I wouldn't get them. If I was black, then I would. I would absolutely. Because then it would go to me, but I don't get them, so I'm not answering no. Only if a squirrel prosecutor can get the charges to stick. One-on-one getting about 90% of the question. Yeah, Chud celled for life. Chud life! I followed the health advice and met... Yeah, sure. Yeah, I definitely did. 67! 67! 67! 67! 67! Oh wait, there was someone that did 6-7. There's actually like a famous celebrity or a politician that started doing 6-7. If you follow me, chat. See, I'm the trends. I am the influencer. You didn't need to laugh at me for that. That was fucked up. I have compared real-life political events to mainstream and... Vouch! I think I have on stream at least once. I think I have compared political events to mainstream. Mainstein! I think I have done this at least once. The family should be... What? Oh, this is the communist thing. Because communists want to get rid of the family because on a just a biological level, because you'll never achieve true communism if you have a family unit, because they will always place their own family above outsiders, which you should. You have a genetic duty to place your own family above anybody else. Your Chud stock just dropped. But it's true! I did say it online. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. It's good when companies publicly support progressive social causes. That word right there. No. If it was a social cause, sure, I'm not necessarily against it. But if it's a progressive, that's a politically charged term. Borders and nation states should be abolished. Good luck with that. Good luck with your tax revenue. Whatever else you think of him, Donald Trump should be recognized as a very funny man. I've said it before. I don't really like him, but he is pretty funny. Non-binary only. I regularly use social media. Oh no. Wait, no, but non-binary. I don't have to answer this. I support doing land acknowledgements. The thing the Randbot always complains about. No, I don't really care. I don't care about them at all. Abortion! Abolish! Abortion should be legal in all circumstances. What's the race of the baby? That's the question, chat. You have the no brain, and then you have the super brain. The super brain is what's the race? Abortion should be legal in all circumstances. No, not all circumstances. Men only. I have man bun, shaved sides. Don't see that. You didn't need to see my answer. I'm not answering. I'm not saying that. I respect people's I told you! I look like a fucking normie. I look like a hipster normie. You would not expect me. I respect people's No, I don't. I don't even know what those are. Parents should hold absolute power over their children as they are older and more experienced. I mean, parents shouldn't be allowed to abuse their children, like, or incest or whatever, but, I mean, in most cases, that's the thing. It's like, how do I put it? Because there's always the abuse part of it. You didn't celebrate questions. Hold on. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, question 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Okay. Respect people's. No, I don't. Parents should hold. Fucking questions. God damn. There, you can smoke another blunt. This time with Naruto. The parent question has to do with state versus parental rights. That's why I shouldn't read into this too much. Yes, a parent should have authority over the state unless they're abusing them. That's the problem about abuse. Like the woman that, like the mom in, I don't remember which state, she moved over to like California or somewhere, or maybe she moved to Washington so that she can have like tranny surgery on her 5-year-old son. And then the dad said he didn't want to. But then again, the dad was saying no, so he was correcting it. But then the mom was actually followed through with it, and it was completely fucked up. But then in that case, the state had used their authority over the dad. So even in the case, if the dad was allowed to express his parental rights, then his child wouldn't have the tranny surgery. So yes, because the dad would have interfered. But I can't really contextualize everything in just like a strongly agree or strongly disagree thing. Men should hold a position of power over women in society. Again, just a general statement. I think women should have like certain power, certain authority in whatever they have, ability over, like in empathy and other things. So like in like a nursing, that's why so many women go to nursing, is because they're able to empathize with patients and then use that better. But then like for just direct, I don't know, I'll say neutral just because women do have their own place in society. Position of power over women's society. But wait, does this mean just in general leadership roles? That's the question. I shouldn't overthink this. Position of power over women in society. Naturally, yes, because it's historically done that. And any time that you put a woman in power, like in a political situation, she's too empathetic to foreigners, and then that's when you get the open borders thing. Unfortunately, the man had to contend with a Oh shit! It's Chud. Axe Chud. Oh shit! I should be closer to the center of the line. Is Chud? Well, because I did it online. Oh fuck! I'm not even that chuddy. Well, I am Chud. I'm super Chud pilled, but I just don't act it. Yeah, hidden.